Mayweather, over the past 7 years, we've been able to work with you, with your company, putting together the biggest fights, and for that I want to thank you. It's always a special celebration, and so is this one here. But it takes two to tango. It takes two to make an event. And Robert Guerrero is certainly here because he deserves to be here. This is one of the toughest opponents Floyd Mayweather has fought today, and that's why this event has the kind of magnitude and the kind of audience which we will expect to have. The entire card, however, is absolutely top-notch from top to bottom. You have Jalen Love against Gabriel Rosado opening up the televised portion of the pay-per-view on Showtime pay-per-view. Then we move to Leo Santa Cruz, one of the most exciting fighters irrespective of weight class, taking on former world champion Alexander Munoz. Then we move to the co-main event, and I'm not saying the undercard bout because it really is a fight which certainly stands on his own. It's one of the most anticipated showdowns. It is Daniel Ponce de Leon against Abner Mares in a 12-round fight for Ponce de Leon's WBC Featherweight World Championship. So this is one of those fights where you want to make sure you get your drinks, you get your popcorn or whatever else you need watching at home, because you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss a second of that fight. And then, of course, the big showdown between Floyd and Robert Guerrero has been talked about now for a while, and here we are, just days away. I want to thank Mayweather Promotions. This is a promotion between co-promotion between Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy. I thanked all the sponsors already for their terrific support. I want to mention as well that this telecast will be available in Spanish as well. So using your SAP button, so for those who want to watch it in Spanish, yes, it's going to be available. And Showtime will televise for free on the Showtime network 2 preliminary fights as well, leading into the pay-per-view. There are a few tickets available still. I expect by close of Friday, mid-morning, noon, somewhere around there, that we will have a clean sweep, a clean sellout. So make sure you're going to get your tickets and get them now. The fight is going to be available on closed circuit as well here in Las Vegas. The tickets are going to be available at Aria, Mandalay Bay, the Mirage, the Monte Carlo, and the New York. I think in all, over 15,000 closed circuit seats will be available. And very unusual, already close to 3,000 of those seats are sold, and that just shows you as well the magnitude of this event. The fights will be available in the movie theaters as well, as it is customary for Mayweather fights. Fights are available on the big screen in movie theaters throughout the United States as part of our deal with MGM Phantom. So those who cannot watch it here or on pay-per-view or in closed circuit, you can go to the movie theaters and see it there as well. I hear it's a terrific experience. Just a few other notes for the remainder of the week. Today we have the undercard workouts and autograph signings, which are open to the public, which will start at 5 o'clock here in the lobby. You saw the ring set up. So make sure you're going to be there and see some of the fighters which are part of this exciting card. On Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to have the undercard press conference at Studios A and B. And then on Friday, of course, is the final weigh-in, which is open to the public at the MGM Grand Garden. Doors open at 1 p.m. and the weigh-in begins at 2:45. That weigh-in will be carried as well by different networks and online and so on. So this is going to be televised around the world. Make sure you're going to be there if you can, of course, in person. Friday, May 3rd is going to be a tweet-up open to the public as well at 4 p.m. at Diego's. And then, of course, the big fight night on Saturday with the MGM Grand Garden doors opening at 2:30. The first fight begins at 3:30. I'd like to ask now for some opening remarks the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerby, to come up to the podium.
Thank you, Richard. On behalf of Mayweather Promotions, we'd like to thank Golden Boy Promotions, our partner. We'd like to thank MGM, Richard Stern. We'd like to thank Showtime, Stephen Espinosa. This has been a wonderful, wonderful promotion working with Stephen and his team. I'd like to thank all the fans for tuning in on CBS Sports Network. This is going to be a tremendous fight, and We're really looking forward to Saturday night, and thanks for everyone for coming out.
Thank you, Leonard. When you walk around the property here or you drive by outside, you certainly can't miss it that this is a big fight weekend here at the MGM Grand. And big fights and the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, they are all going together. And the man who makes that possible, who has a love of the sport, a commitment to the sport, and who I'm proud to be able to call my friend, is the president of sports and entertainment of all the MGM resorts, and that is Richard Stern. On behalf of all the boxing fans out there, thank you, Richard, for your commitment to the sport.
Thank you, Richard. Good afternoon to the media, the fighters, the fans, and our partners at Golden Boy Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View. We're anticipating another spectacular championship event this weekend, and we know these two sensational athletes will kick off the summer boxing calendar with a battle. Floyd Mayweather returns to his home at MGM Grand for the first time since May 2012 when he defeated Miguel Cotto by unanimous decision. He's looking to defend his title and extend his undefeated record to 44-0, cementing his legacy in the sport. It also is a pleasure to welcome back Robert Guerrero. Guerrero is a six-time four-division world champion who will make his debut as a pay-per-view main event. Guerrero will be fighting at MGM Grand for the first time since his 2011 win over Michael Katsidas. We'd like to give a special thanks to Oscar De La Hoya, Richard Schaefer, and the entire Golden Boy promotion staff, Al Heyman, Leonard Ellerby, and the Mayweather Promotions team, Team Guerrero and their staff, our good friend Stephen Espinoza with Showtime Pay-Per-View, and of course Keith Kaiser of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Once again, thanks for being here and look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Richard. I'd like to thank as well the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Fighters, promoters, we all feel comfortable to come here because it is the best run commission in the world, and it's under the leadership of Keith Kaiser. So I'd like to thank Keith Kaiser. Is Keith here? He's not here. Okay, so thank you very much, Keith. Now, I'd like to introduce to you a man who really doesn't need much introduction. He has been in the sport for so long, has been responsible of putting together some of the biggest fights, and that, of course, is the president of the WBC, Jose Sulaiman.
Good afternoon, everybody. After the 8th professional fight of Floyd Mayweather, he came to see me to the hotel and told me, I'm ready to fight for the World Championship. And look at where he is at. But first, I would like to congratulate MGM, and I called it today the Cathedral of Professional Boxing. And Golden Boy, my congratulations. In 1 month, they went to San Antonio, New York, London, and Las Vegas. I believe that there is very little to talk about the fight. I think of Floyd as one of the best 10 boxers in the history of the sport. But if he thinks that it's going to be easy, he better know that the Mexicans have a heart of lions, and that he will be a lion on Saturday. May God be with both of them, and may we have a great, great fight, which I believe that we will. Floyd is my friend and hero. and Robert, while I have the highest regard for him. So both, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I really want to thank CBS and its chairman and CEO, Les Moonves, for the commitment and passion he has for the sport of boxing, on how he is exposing with his team the sport in the general market. This fight has not just been promoted to sports and boxing fans, but really to a general audience. You saw that with the selection of the premiere slots for the All Access show on a Wednesday night following entertainment programming. You saw that with last Saturday's event show on CBS during prime time, which attracted over 1.8 million viewers. Viewers which traditionally are not exposed to boxing. So this is all additional people which we are trying to bring to the sport of boxing. I want to thank Stephen Espinosa, the president of Showtime Sports, and Matt Blank, the chairman, for their commitment. You obviously can see the results for yourself. We had Canelo Alvarez in San Antonio. You had Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, and now you have this fight here, all that in a span of 3 weeks, attracting over 80,000 live audience watching boxing. And all that is on Showtime. And I think Showtime is getting rewarded. You look at some of those ratings. You look at the ratings last weekend. It was the highest rating boxing of any network. So Stephen and his team are doing a terrific job. And when I say his team, I mean everybody at Showtime Sports. These are people who are passionate about boxing. And that's what we like. It's a pleasure for me and an honor for me to introduce to you the president of Showtime Sports, Stephen Espinosa.
Thank you, Richard. As Richard mentioned, Showtime's in the middle of an extremely strong run of boxing. Probably the strongest run of boxing events and boxing program in the history of the network. 2 weeks ago, as Richard mentioned, in front of nearly 40,000 people in a sold-out Alamo Dome, we saw Canelo Alvarez come of age in a very tough victory over Austin Trout in a telecast that generated over 1.3 million viewers, the second highest rated telecast in Showtime's Nielsen history. Last Saturday, in front of the largest crowd ever to see a boxing match at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, we saw two very tough fights. Garcia Judah and Peter Quillen versus Fernando Guerrero. Hard-fought, exciting fights. And on a very busy night of boxing, again, Showtime's programming drew the largest audience of any boxing programming. And those two fights exemplify really the best of the sport, the best the sport has to offer. And what is that exactly? It's named fighters, it's star fighters, young stars, established stars, fighting in tough fights. And yet again, for the third week in a row, that's what we have on Saturday night. I call this the grand finale. And it's not only the grand finale because we have the pound for pound best fighter on the face of the planet, but we have a young, hungry, tough challenger who's going to make him fight for every second of every fight. And this whole card is quality top to bottom. You often hear that a co-feature or an undercard fight is so good it could be a main event. Well, actually, our co-feature was a main event. You know, for a while we had Ponce de Leon and Mars as a main event. We moved on to this card because we were committed to providing value top to bottom. This fight has been promoted in unprecedented ways. And it's not simply because of a new deal with Floyd. It really is because this event deserves it. You know, from CBS Television Network and its promotion through the Final Four in the NCAA tournament to last weekend's excellent special produced by Ross Greenberg with the CBS Sports Network that is doing, again, an unprecedented amount of live programming. We have not only this program going out live on CBS Sports Network, we'll have the weigh-in on